Dragi naši bajkoljubci, pozdrav! Evo nas zajedno u Vilinskoj čajanki. Ali danas jedno malo iznenađenje za vas. Imamo posebnog gosta koji je došao iz daleka, iz Amerike. I to je naš dragi prijatelj i gost Perry Ground. Dear Perry, welcome to our tea time, fairy tea time. Please tell us one of your beautiful stories.
Well, I'm very happy to be here and to share stories from Native America. And the tribe that I come from is called Onondaga, but they are one of 5 tribes that joined together to live peacefully more than 1,000 years ago. And many people today call us Iroquois, but in our own language we call ourselves Haudenosaunee.
On je danas jako sretan što je došao i što je gost. On je inače Indijanac iz plemena Onondaga. To je zapravo jedno pleme od skupa plemena, postoje 5 plemena i zajedno udruženje, oni se zovu Haudenosaunee, a to zapravo znači udruženje duga kuća. I on će pričati svoje izvorne priče, znači priče iz svog plemena.
And one thing that we love to do where I come from is we love to tell stories, just like you do here on Fairy Tea Time. And we have been telling these stories for thousands of years because a long time ago we did not have a way to write things down in my tribe. So anything that we wanted to remember, we had to put into a story. And then we would tell the story over and over and over again so that everybody would remember it.
Jedna od stvari koje obožavaju raditi u svom plemenu su pričati priče, tako što pričaju priče, jako vole pričati priče, jer prije nije postojao način da se te priče zapišu i sve ono što su mogli naučiti o svijetu oko sebe zapravo su učili kroz priče. I danas će on nama pričati te svoje priče.
And where I come from, each person, like me, comes from a family or clan that has an animal name or animal symbol. And the family I come from is Hatnoa, the turtle, where I come from. So this is a very important symbol for my family.
Oni zapravo u plemenu su podijeljeni u obitelji i on dolazi iz obitelji koja se naziva obitelj kornjača. Zapravo svaka obitelj često ima jednu životinju i on dolazi iz plemena, odnosno iz obitelji koja kornjača, znači obitelj kornjača. Da. Okay, Perry, please can you tell us a little bit more? People here often ask me when they see me with you, like, are you real Native American? Are you real Native American?
Yes, I am. Sometimes there are people here in Europe that dress up and pretend to be Native American because they are very interested in our culture and our history and the things that we have and make. Which is great that they are so interested. But I am really Native American. I live in New York State, where my tribe is from, and everything that I have on comes from my tribe. And I am from the turtle clan or turtle family, which is very important to me. Where I come from, we say that certain clans have certain jobs at certain times. And so I still do some of those jobs within my tribe, which is very important. So I'm not pretending to be Native American. I am Native American. But sometimes people say, well, your skin is not as dark as we think it should be, or you wear glasses, or your hair is not very long. But today, not all Native Americans look the way that they do in the movies or of pictures from a long time ago. So I could wear my hair long if I wanted to, but I don't want to. And some of us have darker skin and some of us have lighter skin, and that's okay. And some of us have to wear glasses so we can see, but we are still Native American.
Okay, can you please tell me more about your purple color? Because everything you wear has a meaning. So I would like to know more about purple color. Why purple color?
Purple and white are very important colors to Haudenosaunee because it's the color of wampum. Wampum is a small bead that is made from clamshell, quahog clam, which comes from the ocean. And quahog comes in only two colors. It comes in white and it comes in purple. And so that's a very important color to us. Our flag that we show for all Haudenosaunee people is white and purple. And so I choose to wear clothes that are mostly purple. And I've had my clothing made so that it matches white and purple. I do have some shirts that are different colors. I have a red shirt, I have a blue shirt, but I have about 10 shirts that are purple. And when people see me in other colors, they think it's strange because I usually wear purple. But I wear it because it's such an important color to us.
Yeah, I never seen you in red shirt, so okay. Thank you, Perry, for this, and it will be.
Well, and thank you for having me on Fairy Tea Time here to share stories from Haudenosaunee, from the Native American people of New York State. And I'm so glad to come to Croatia again to share these wonderful stories.
Evo, on je jako sretan što je mogao biti danas s nama i dijeliti priče u našoj Vilinskoj čajanki. I mi ćemo sada završiti ovu emisiju, a vi, dragi roditelji, možete prevoditi svojoj djeci i ako gledate ovu emisiju uz njih, malo evo što nam je Peri objasnio o svojoj tradicionalnoj odjeći i o svom plemenu.
So, the story I'll tell now is about this very, very important animal to me and about how a long time ago the turtle decided to fly south for the winter, just like the birds.
I danas će nama ispričati priču o kornjači, kako je kornjača zapravo odletjela na jug. I baš kao što to rade i ptice. Tako da, evo, jedna priča o kornjači.
So let's have this story. Here we go. Well, we say this story happened a long, long time ago, back when the great Turtle Island was brand new. And Great Turtle Island is what Haudenosaunee call this place that we live on. Most people call it Earth, but we call it Great Turtle Island. It comes from our story of how the whole world was created, how a woman fell from a hole in the sky and came down onto the back of a big turtle.
Ova priča dolazi jako, jako davno, kada je postojao zapravo otok koji se zvao Kornjača, ali ono što su oni zapravo mislili da je to zemlja, znači to su nazivali Kornjačom, a to zapravo dolazi od priče o kreaciji, kako je nastao svijet, a nastao je tako da je jedna nebeska žena pala na tlo.
Well, when the Great Turtle Island was new, there was a pond, a beautiful pond. And in this pond lived a very, very happy Hatnua turtle. And Turtle loved his pond very much. There was lots of grass and moss to eat on the side of the pond. There were lots of trees that grew that gave shade all the time. There were worms and grubs and little minnows that Turtle could have lots to eat. And he loved his pond very much. But there was one thing about the pond Turtle did not like, and that was winter time. In the winter, Turtle would be very cold. And all winter long, Turtle would climb into his shell and cold all winter. And the leaves would fall off the trees, and the pond would cover with ice. Oh, Turtle did not like winter at all.
Ova priča dolazi još iz razdoblja kada je otok kornjača bio potpuno nov i zapravo priča o jednoj kornjači koja je živjela u svom lijepom okruženju, u jednoj močvari, i ona je tu živjela, znači uživala je u lišću, jela je crviće, sve je bilo jako lijepo i ugodno, ali jako ta kornjača nije voljela da kad bi došla zima, onda bi joj bilo jako hladno i onda pokušala je naći sklonište da bi se ugrijala, ali ona to nikako nije uspijevala. I onda je često vidjela da ptice odlaze nekamo, a ona je ostajala tu gdje je bilo hladno i gdje je bilo jako zima.
One year, as the leaves started to fall off the trees, and Turtle could feel it was getting cold, one day, a flock of geese came flying through the air and landed on Turtle's pond. And geese loved to talk to one another, and they were making lots and lots of noise. And it was driving Turtle crazy. So he swam out and said, "All of you geese, what are you talking about? Why are you making so much noise?" And the geese looked at the little turtle and they said, "Oh, Mr. Turtle, we are getting ready to fly south for the winter. And we have to practice and teach our young ones how to fly south." Well, Turtle was a little surprised. He had never heard of this place, south. And so he asked, "What is south? What do you mean you are going to fly south?" The geese said, "Oh, Mr. Turtle, in the south it is always nice and warm. The sun shines all the time. There's lots to eat, never ice on the ponds or rivers, and the leaves stay on the trees all year long. South is a wonderful place."
I tako se došla jesen i počeo padati lišće i počeo padati uskoro i snijeg i kornjači je počelo biti hladno i ona je odjedanput začula nekakvu strašnu buku. I onda je ona izašla da vidi što se to događa iz svog oklopa i ona je vidjela kako jato gusaka zapravo je letjelo i sletjelo je pored nje i bili su jako glasni, like, kva, 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 i tako su stalno pričali i onda je kornjača pitala, jao, što se to događa? Pa nemam mira, treba mi tišina. I onda su guske rekle kako one zapravo se pripremaju da odlaze na jug i da one zapravo uče svoju djecu kako da lete na jug. I onda je kornjača zastala i rekla, jug, ali ja nikad nisam čula što je to, gdje je to, kakvo je to mjesto. I onda su joj guske rekle da je tamo jako toplo, da je tamo lišće uvijek na drveću, da sunce sija cijelo vrijeme i da one tamo odlaze kada dođe zima.
So, Turtle thought it would be wonderful if he could fly south also. And he said, "I'm going to fly with all of you." But the geese looked at the turtle and they said, "Mr. Turtle, how can you fly south?" Turtle said, "I'm going to practice just like you." So day after day after day, the geese would lift off into the air and fly around practicing to go south. And the turtle would swim across his pond as fast as he could. He would jump in the air and sink down to the bottom of the pond. But day after day after day, he would swim a little faster, he would jump a little higher, and sink to the bottom of the pond. One day, Turtle woke up and was getting ready to practice when he heard the geese were talking, and again, oh, it was making him crazy. He swam out and said, "Now what are you geese talking about?" And the goose said, "Mr. Turtle, today is the day. Now we are ready to fly south." But Turtle, "Oh, no, I'm not ready to fly south. You're going to leave me here in the winter time."
I došlo je vrijeme i onda je kornjača shvatila da i ona želi ići na jug i onda je rekla guskama, "Pa i ja želim ići na jug." One su rekle, "O, gospodin kornjača, pa ne možeš ti letjeti, ne, ti si kornjača, samo mi možemo ići tamo." Ali gospodin kornjača je rekao, "Ali ja ću vježbati i ja ću isto biti kao vi i preletjet ću to." I onda je kornjača odlučila vježbati i onda je počela plivati i onda kad bi skočila samo bi pala na dno močvare i ne bi nikako uspjela. I tako je ona vježbala i tako jednog dana prošlo je neko vrijeme i začula ona opet guske kako idu. I onda je ona pitala, jao, što se opet događa? I guske su joj rekle, "Evo, mi smo spremne, mi odlazimo na jug." A kornjača je rekla, ne možete me ostaviti, ostaću sama, ja sam isto toliko puno vježbao, a nisam ništa naučio, nisam spreman za odletjeti. I guske su to slušale i odlučile su nešto.
But the geese felt bad for the turtle. They had seen him practicing. So they had an idea. The geese said, "Mr. Turtle, how about if we carry you with us? 2 geese will pick up a stick and they will fly low over the pond. When they fly over your head, stretch out your long neck and with your strong teeth, bite onto the stick. Hold on tight and we will carry you up into the sky. And then you can fly south with all of us." Oh, Turtle was so happy. He thought this was a great idea, and he was going to fly south with the geese. So he got himself ready. The geese lifted off into the air. 2 of them picked up a stick. They flew low over the pond. And Turtle was swimming. He stretched out his long neck and he and grabbed onto that stick. And the geese carried him up into the sky. And Turtle thought, "I did it! I'm going to fly south for the winter."
I guske su slušale gospodina kornjaču i jako su se sažalile na njim i razmišljale su, došle su na ideju, pa iće on s nama na jug. I tako su rekle da će 2 guske uzeti jedan štap i kada će one lijepo krenuti polijetati, da kornjača bude lagano plivala u svojoj močvari i kada one budu uzlijetale, kornjača će uzeti svojim zubima, neka istegne svoj dugački vrat i zubima neka zakači se za taj štap i onda će poletjeti prema jugu. I kornjači se jako svidjela ta ideja i rekao je, ja ću poletjeti na jug i one su te učinile i poletjele su za kornjačom.
Well, the geese were flying all day long, hour after hour. And Turtle was holding on as tight as he could. But after a while, Turtle started to look around, and he looked down and saw a beautiful pond. Oh, it was filled with little fish and worms and grubs, lots to eat. And around the pond, the trees were still all green. It looked like they would stay green forever. And the sun was shining, making it very warm. Turtle thought, "We did it! We made it to the south!" But the geese were still flying. It didn't look like they were going to stop, and they just kept flying and flying and flying. So Turtle thought he should say something. Maybe they didn't see that they had made it to the south.
I tako je kornjača letjela s guskama i uživala je u tom letu, uživala i tako su one letjele. Međutim, kako je vrijeme prošlo, kornjača je primijetila iznad tog kraja kojeg su letjele prekrasnu močvaru, bilo je tu ribica i svega za jesti. Okolo je bilo prekrasno drveće. Izgledalo je kao da je tamo vječno sunce, ali guske su se činile kao da neće stati. One su letjele i onda je gospodin kornjača razmišljao, pa ja moram njima reći da smo mi stigli na jug, da smo mi sada tu na tom prelijepom mjestu.
So, Turtle tried to say something to the geese, to say, "Hey, look down, we made it to the south." But because he had the stick inside of his mouth, it came out sounding like and the geese couldn't understand. They were flying and flying, and they looked back at the turtle. "Turtle, what are you talking about back there? Be quiet and hold on to the stick." And they just kept flying. So Turtle tried to say even louder, "Look down, look down." But it came out like and the geese just kept on flying. So Turtle thought he should open his mouth and say something. And he said, "Hey, look down!" Because as soon as he opened his mouth and let go of that stick, Turtle started to fly through the air down towards the pond. Well, as he was flying, he tried to aim towards the pond, and he came down to the pond, boom, and he skipped off the water and across and across and across all the way to the far side. And there, boop, he buried himself in the mud. But as he nestled down into that mud, he thought, "Oh, it's very warm in here, just like in the south." And just then, a little worm crawled in front of him, and he had something to eat. Lots of food, just like in the south. He peeked his head up over the mud. He saw all the trees and all green, and he thought, just like in the south, "I did it! I flew south for the winter!" But he was so tired from flying through the air that Turtle put down his head and went right to sleep. He was so tired from all that flying that he slept all winter long. And now, whenever Turtle feels it getting cold, sees the leaves falling down, he swims across his pond, he jumps in the air, sinks down to the bottom, buries himself in the mud, and goes to sleep. And all winter he dreams about flying south, just like he did a long time ago. And now I will say, Daneho. Daneho in Onondaga language means the end. That story is done.
I onda je kornjača pokušavala reći guskama da su stigli na jug, ali kako se držala za taj štap, ona nije mogla to reći nikako. I onda je stalno pokušavala nešto reći, ali čudni zvukovi bi izašli. Stalno je pokušavala, a guske su se okretale i gledale što se to događa. I nikako nisu, stalno su letjele naprijed i tako je bilo 2 puta. I onda svaki put kad je kornjača pokušala nešto reći, guske su čudno gledale i onda je gospodin kornjača shvatio da treba zapravo otvoriti usta i upozoriti da su one stigle zapravo na jug. I kad je otvorio usta i rekao evo dolje, jug dolje, i on je pao zapravo dolje i iznad te vode zapravo trebao je upasti u vodu, ali je promašio vodu, udario o zemlju skroz i zakopao se, nekako je došao u taj mulj skroz u dole i tako se zakopao. I onda je kornjača tako uživala, kao bilo mu je baš lijepo, pa to je jug zapravo, meni je ovdje baš super. I onda je naišao ovako jedan mali crvić i onda je on njega pojao, pa tu ima i hrane i jako mu se svidjelo zapravo biti na jugu i njemu je to bilo zapravo da je došao na jug. I zato sada svaki puta kada dođe zima, kornjača se zapravo zakopa u taj mulj i ona misli kako je na jugu, a kad čuje guske kako lete prema jugu, sjeti se kako je on nekada putovao jednom davno na jug.
Daneho.
I daneho, što na indijanskom znači ova priča je završena. Daneho. A što bismo mi u Hrvatskoj rekli, čiča miča, gotova je ova priča. Eto, dragi naši bajkoljupci, nadam se da ste uživali. Bok!